The story is told of a little boy who was sitting at the table while his father was nearby working. And he was sitting there and he had a piece of paper and he had some crayons and everything was just going to town on that thing, just working just as hard as he could. Finally, his dad is coming and taking his attention away from his work, and he's walking by and he said, "Son, what are you drawing?" The boy looked at him and said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." And the father kind of laughed, it was cute little dad moments and all, and said, "Son, nobody can draw a picture of God because nobody's ever seen him." And the little boy looked up with him and said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, nobody knows what he looks like." And the little boy looked at him and looked back down at his work and picked up his crayons and started working again. And then he looked at his dad and he said, "They will when I'm finished." Out of the mouths of babes is how we say it. But it reminds me of a story at the very, very beginning of the Gospel of John. We've been introduced to Jesus as the Word of God. We've been introduced to Jesus as the true light. And beginning in verse 14 of chapter 1, it says, "The Word of God became flesh and dwelt among us for a time." But then it says that Jesus did something special and did something beyond what had ever been done by any other prophet that had come from God, is that he came and delivered grace and truth. And in living his life, in manifesting himself as a person, he's going to show God to everybody. In essence, right there in the opening verses of that first chapter of that beautiful gospel, God was telling us through John, just wait till I'm done. Wait till you see what Jesus does, and then you will see me. In fact, on the night he was betrayed, Jesus said those very things. If you have seen me, then you have seen the Father. With our lives, each and every day, we draw a portrait of God. Because the way that we interact with people, the way that we love or hate, the way that we show compassion or indifference, is painting a picture of what God looks like to us. And the world is watching. Let us paint carefully.